Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the RuCap. Oh, yeah.
It's live. You can't do it again.
We can't. That's true. This is what happens. Can we take it? We can't take it back. Okay. So anyway, welcome to the RuCap with me, your host, Alex Ringler. I'm using this to kind of enhance my lighting in this room. I don't know if it's working or not, but let's go around the room. Say who you are, where you're calling in from, and I don't know what you had for dinner last night, Russ.
Hi, I'm Russ White, the co-founder, co-producer of Q Life Media, Drag Queen Database, and a couple of other things we're working on. Our new project this year is the Charity Gurus. What I had for dinner last night is a beef slider and a fried chicken slider.
Ooh, that sounds yummy. I thought you were like saying, what was his name? Michael?
Beef slider.
Until you stay. Michael?
Hi, I'm Michael Barbieri. I'm the dining and entertainment writer for Nightlife Exchange here in New York and the creator of the Dragtastic column. And last night for dinner, Vincent and I had leftover Chinese food. So I had 3 ounces of salmon, a half a cup of bok choy, and some chocolate chips.
The fun never stops at the Barbieri house, does it? Andrew.
That's the way I have to eat now.
Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I am also from Las Vegas, Nevada. Last night, I also had sliders. I was same place as Russ with a side of truffle fries.
Ah, truffle fries. I love truffle fries.
I love truffle anything.
And last but not least, Mr. Walter.
Hello, everyone. It's the dreaded and feared Walter Kurtz coming to you from the home of the Chandelier. And last night, I ate Trader Joe's macaroni and cheese.
Ooh, yum. I love Trader Joe's.
It's really good. It's really good.
I'm a Kraft macaroni and cheese kind of boy, though. It harkens back to my childhood, back in the 1840s. I enjoy. Well, welcome everyone, and welcome to everyone watching live. Thank you for joining us. Hit the share button if you want to. If you want everyone else to kind of be keyed in on what you're watching. The share button. Oh, that's such a terrible impression. I can't do a share. I'm ashamed of myself. Anyway, we're on to episode 2 of season 13, and we have 6 girls and one man left, one woman left out, one I guess, yeah, I was not expecting that to happen, but I was kind of happy that it did. What did we all think of Elliott's kind of faux elimination? Michael?
Well, can I broach my theory at this point, because it has something to do with that?
Yes, go ahead, girl.
All right, so I think that the reason they've got them separated into groups is to keep fewer people in the room because of COVID. They don't want to have a super spreader event in the studio. So you'd have 13 queens, 4 judges, panel, the crew. So it would just be a lot of people. So I think that what they may be doing is they might be bringing back one queen from the eliminated group when they eliminate a queen from the present group. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess we won't know for a couple of weeks now since everyone got a trophy this week. But yeah, that's an interesting theory. And what if Elliott was like the super spreader, you guys? Like he had COVID, and then it was like, oh, now he got everybody. So I'm pretty sure that didn't happen because we would have heard about it by now. But okay, so interesting thing bringing, and I'm glad they did the whole like speech about the like nobody's really a loser, because look at these girls, like they know, they should know by now coming onto the show that like this is a platform, and whether you win or lose, it's what you do with it after that's gonna like determine like where you fall in the hierarchy of drag currently. Okay, so we got Elliott with the winners of the lip sync, and then we are met with a runway challenge, which I always love. I don't think anyone's gonna beat Miss Violet Chachki from where just the reveal of the tartan. Everyone was gagged. I have that gift saved for many reasons. Did we have? Let's talk about some toots and some boots of this runway. For me, Gottmik's day outfit was probably my top. It was like Harajuku meets like Candyland, and I loved it. my boot has to be Candy's daytime as well. And I gotta say, if they did put a bottom this week, I think she was there. I don't know who joined her, but we can get to that later. So that's my like top and bottom. Russ, did you have a top and bottom of the week for the runway?
Oh, for the runway. Top for the runway.
For the runway challenge, not the LaMay thing that happened.
Oh, the day-night challenge?
Yeah.
I actually took notes this week.
Oh, Lord, she's professional.
I did like Gottmik's the little rainbow outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And on her evening outfit, because she made a point of having the pasty, I was going slow-mo. And you actually can see part of the top surgery scar.
Oh, really?
Because I think that's really very open of her to be able to have that type of expression and feel comfortable with that type of expressing herself. I think, what was it? Oh, the first ones, other than that, nothing. The dragon look. No, that was Nightward. I didn't really have a favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get that. I think Gottmik kind of dominated, but and I especially like she looked like Angelina Jolie from that one year that she wore that Oscar with that dress for the Oscars with the big slit. That's all I saw when she came out in her evening look, and I was like, well, that and Little Kim from the VMAs with the wah wah with the little titty ball there.
I did like Simone's striped look.
Mm-hmm.
That was very clean.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Oh, very. Yeah. Andrew, did you have a toot and a boot?
Yeah, so I'm kind of tie for my favorite from the runways. Gottmik definitely in her evening look was one of my favorites. I think she did so well. And it made him a bit of a surprise. But my other favorite was Elliott's evening look. Like I really, really like that look.
Yeah, I liked it too. My trouble with the evening looks in general, where there are two girls who kind of did the whore thing because Ru gave the thing of like, hey, you have to be a whore for the evening look. And there are two of them who looked like street walkers and the rest of them looked like runway models. So I was like, yeah, but it was pretty. My only thing with Elliott's was it was kind of the same silhouette aside from the coat as her day look. It was like a corset over a long dress. So, but I thought it was beautiful and a little level up from her day look. Michael, did you have a toot and a boot?
Daytime looks, loved Gottmik. I loved Olivia's, that sort of twiggy 60s inspired look. That I thought was fabulous. And I liked Elliott's look, very sort of classic French, kind of Chanel-ish or whatever, nighttime look.
It's funny you say Chanel because that look mimics Chanel's Mae West look that she wears here in Vegas all the time.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to do her research.
And then for my nighttime looks, I liked Candy's red latex. I thought that was fabulous. I liked Olivia. And I thought Elliott's nighttime look, I thought that was fabulous. And it reminded me a little bit, and I think, Russ, you'll get this. It reminded me of Joey Arias in the original run of Zumanity.
I never saw the original run of Zumanity.
Yeah.
I never saw it until Edie.
It was very Zumanity-esque.
It reminded me of someone who would be taking you on a walking tour of New Orleans graveyard. That's what I saw with Elliott.
Because Ru did say vampy too, not just
True.
whore, but vampy. So
True, a vampy whore. And
we don't know.
I disagree on the Candy look. For me, it looked like an incomplete costume, and I think it was a little like rough around the edges. So I think she deserved the like kind of criticism she got for the runway. Walter, I know you got
my new drag name, vampy whore.
Walter, what do we have?
Yeah, it's Gottmik's first outfit was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned because he's not pretty, but I think what Tina Burner did was really, really smart because he's a big guy, he's not pretty, he found a way to do interesting things without being fishy and all of that. And then the person that I actually thought had the worst look, and no one ever mentions her, is, what is it, LaLa Ri? What's her name?
LaLa Ri.
LaLa Ri.
LaLa Ri. I thought that daytime thing was just hideous.
I
And
didn't mind the daytime.
the colors were awful. It was just bleh.
They were a little
I didn't
muted,
think
but it looked like she was
hideous,
going
but
to
I
a
thought it
garden
was a little
party,
bland.
so.
Yeah, it would look like a house dress that was just sort of fancied up a little bit. And I find him to be just overall completely forgettable.
Mm.
So I forgot to give my boot too. So sorry.
Oh, okay.
I gave two tops. My low look, even though she's one of my favorite queens, was Simone's evening look. I
Really?
loved her in makeup from the neck up. She was perfect. It looked like she found a discarded rag on the street and just threw it on.
That was a tricky outfit. That was a tricky outfit.
It was.
You know,
It was only pretty because of her body, not because of
he has got such unbelievable charisma
Mm-hmm.
that really he could go out there and use the ultimate cliche in a brown paper bag and still make it look amazing.
Which she kind of did for her evening look.
Yeah.
Face it. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, this is you're being a hoe on the runway who's like, you know, maybe down on her luck a little bit, like has to make that money so she can finish sewing her outfit. I get what you're doing, Simone. I see you. Okay, then we get to the workroom. We have a little bit of like a clash between Candy and Elliott. I don't think
Real manufactured.
it's a
Totally.
little manufactured, but at the same time, Candy, like, oh, you're coming for me. I was like, this wouldn't be a come for you if it wasn't partially true and if you didn't believe it. And so to me, I was like, I kind of see what Ellie was saying. I don't think it was like a read or like an attack on Candy, but she certainly took it as such. Walter, what did you think of the like drama in the workroom this week?
Honest answer,
Yeah.
I'm at a point in the show, just the way the show is done, that these manufactured conflicts, I just stop paying attention to it because it's not organic. It's not real. It's it's them whispering in each other's ears. Okay, now have a problem with each other and go to it. So I don't care then. Shut up.
That's when you get up and just go to like get the snack.
Yeah, I start playing 2 dots on my phone or something until it's over with. I seriously,
You're like, okay,
I didn't follow it. I didn't follow it. I just didn't care.
I get what you're saying. Andrew, go ahead.
So this season's actually a really kind of unique experience because it's the first time I know a queen personally on the show, Elliott being from Vegas.
Okay.
Based on what I haven't spoken to him probably over a year, but based on what I know of Elliott, that's Elliott. I don't think it was staged. I don't think it was produced. I mean, he's kind of a get on your nerves kind of queen, but that's what he does in this town. So to me, that was very authentic and very real. And any issues I may have had of the show portraying queens in a certain way kind of are going out the window.
Yeah, but then Candy losing it and all of that. It was like they were just like pushing gasoline on the fire.
Silky, and I hope she doesn't go that way because I freaking hate Silky. I know some people are in Silky's corner, but she was so annoying to me that season. I started rewatching that season and I had to stop because I was like, I can't deal with Silky again. And so I hope Candy doesn't go that way. I do think she's kind of fun and she's good TV, but just like, let's pull it back a little, girl. Okay, then we get to our main challenge of the numbers they all had to do, which I kind of like. They all kind of had to write their own lyrics and kind of tell everyone who they were. Do we think it was a mistake for Elliott not to step up in the first place and just start choreographing? Because she's like, I want to stand back and not step on any toes. I was like, no, but you were eliminated. This would be like you could bring the whole group together and show your value if you got out there in front. And instead, then she looked like she was butting in at the end. I think it was kind of a misstep. What did you think, Michael, about like them all putting it together?
I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to tell sometimes from the footage because it's very incomplete. You don't really see much rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
So I always kind of reserve judgment on that. I thought they did okay. Once they actually did the number, I thought it came together fairly well.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, and once it got out there, because that's another part of the sort of manufactured drama is that we see everyone having a problem with everything. And
Always.
The one who had the most problem in the rehearsal ends up being the star of the. They're doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
We know why they're doing it.
There's the sacrificial lamb in the rehearsal who ends up being the star in the number.
Yeah, kind of like what was it when Gigi Good was she's like, I don't know my Madonna steps, and then she was fucking flawless. I was like, excuse me. Anyway, but yeah, I thought as far as the main challenge when it came to, I I think Tina Burner stood out. I think Michelle, or was it Rue? It was Michelle who told her that this isn't a bar. You need to like kind of like watch your angles because we weren't
You
getting
have
a
to
lot.
watch for the camera.
Yeah, we weren't getting her face. She was kind of talking to the other girls on the stage, and it's like I think her performance would have come across better that way. And I gotta say, Elliott came out. Although Elliott kind of runs into the same problem I do when I dance, or like I'm trying to be really fierce. I kind of look angry, and Elliott kind of looked angry as he was trying to like get ready to do his thing. I was like, we need a smile out of you a little bit more, baby. Who did we have tops and bottoms of the main challenge? And let's also talk runway too, like the LaMay challenge. I think it was cute. For me, I thought it was strange that they put Olivia at the top. I didn't see a piece of LaMay on her outfit. Let's talk about that. So, challenge and runway. What did you think about both, Russ?
Elliott is a dancer, and Gottie's a dancer, and he danced very, very well. He does always have that look when he's dancing because it's focused. I thought there were a couple of really good ones in the challenge. As far as looks, I think LaLa Ri's gold was absolutely gorgeous. Olivia Lux, simply elegant. We got to watch out for her because she's simply elegant, and I just like her energy that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
When here's the difference when Olivia stepped up and said, "I'm a songwriter," that's what Elliott should have done in the challenge. It said, "I'm a dancer."
Yeah. So
let's put our best foot forward this early on. Be the team player, not hide your core talents for your own benefit. Put it out there and let everyone shine for the group this early on.
But the problem with that is Elliott had just gotten voted off, so he was really, really, really gun shy. So he's thinking, am I going to put myself in a position to teach dance to a bunch of non-dancers, and then it crash and burn, and then I'm on the main stage, and they're going, well, who was in charge of this? Oh, me, who was just voted out. I think that's why he didn't do it.
That's a good point. Yeah, I thought of that too. As like maybe he didn't want to like be team leader when he wasn't assigned it, because then you kind of put your head on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Walter, did you have a top and bottom of the main challenge and runway? Which one of your favorites?
The thing that I sticks with me is Simone just radiates on the stage. He has such charisma that even though, for me, he was the top thing because he looks incredible on stage. And even at the end, when he comes out in that bizarre boxing thing, which I still didn't understand, he still looked great.
I kind of liked that it was, not what you expect. You think LaMay, you think maybe, metallic, let's do a metallic LaMay dress. And this was a different take on that. So I think
And then with the bottoms, it goes back to what I said earlier, which was, does anybody remember LaLa Ri in that number? No.
Yeah.
I think I do.
Well, there you go. One person. Okay, 1 out of 5.
I liked her.
Oh, 2 out of 5.
I like her personality, and I also think it's too close to tell who's gonna like kind of fade into the background, or too soon to tell, I should say.
Yeah.
My one thing with Simone is that when she had the boxing outfit on and she was doing the lip sync, I was waiting for her to use her pigtails as a jump rope, and she never did. I was like, oh, jump rope. Oh, it would have been so cute. Damn it.
But you're great at improv.
Does anyone else think she looks a little greasy all the time now?
I think she's moisturizing herself so she doesn't look ashy. I think I
know, and I get that, but it's just she looks like you'd hug her and she'd fly right out of your arms.
Oh yeah. Which is also funny because then if she's on the stage and like rolling around on that stage, that's gonna make that stage slick. And so is she doing that on purpose? I'm like, that could be a thing. Andrew, who did you think were your top in the challenges in the runway this week?
For the challenge, definitely Simone. Olivia was a close second for me in that. Yeah. I really, really liked hers.
You looked like RuPaul in that outfit. I think that's like a take on a Ru look, honestly.
And she was one of the few who actually sang instead of rapped, and I always appreciate that talent. The worst in the is Candy, I think. She kind of got the ball. She obviously missed a step and kind of got lost for a minute.
Mhm.
In the runway, my favorite is probably Gottmik. I really liked their outfit. My least favorite was Elliott, and I think it's because the hair. The hair didn't go with the dress to me. It kind of made it clash. If she'd gone with her typical blonde, I think it would have looked a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. And with Elliott, I think the fit was a little off too. I wanted the waist a little more cinched. You could see the zipper up the side, so it just looked like just bring it all in. And I would have chosen a different shoe as well. My favorite Candy in the challenge was what I'm glad Ross said. I know they pretty much gave no negative reviews when the judging panel like reviewed everyone. It was all like, erring on the side of the positive, which cool. That led to no one being eliminated, so I guess. But I could not understand Candy in the recording. I was like, this is a mush mouth situation. This is a put a cork in it situation. I can't understand what she's saying. And so I think that will come back to bite her. Also, her runway, super basic for me. And even the wig was like a shake and go, and she had a headband over it to hide the hairline. That's a really old drag queen trick. So yeah. Michael, did you give us your top and bottoms of the challenge this week?
For the number, I actually thought, even though they said that she felt that she was uncertain, I thought Gottmik did a great job in the number.
Yeah.
And I liked. I'm liking Olivia more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm liking Simone more and more. I hated Tina Burner's rap. I didn't like it at all. And I actually thought LaLa Ri did a good job in the number, because she had confidence. And I think that's what being a lips girl teaches you, is just knowing how to deal with a number like that and just putting it over. So I thought she did a good job. In terms of the lame, I loved Gottmik. That cape and those shoes were just, those were fabulous. Lala's gold lame, brilliant. I didn't much care for Elliott's sort of 80s prom thing. And I liked Tina's silver, the Tin Woodsman thing. I thought it was good. And because also Michelle said it. It was nice to see her in something other than red and yellow and orange.
It's bless her heart. I like that she's going with like a signature with those colors, but they to me read less fireman and read more Ronald McDonald, and
makes me want a Happy Meal real bad.
Makes me want a Happy Meal real bad. I'm glad. It was good to see a departure from that, because we've gotten Tin Woodsman before in the series, like a couple of times, I think, and I think this one did it right. It was very like tailored to her. The heart underneath, the axe tag, it was costumey, but it was also like fashion. So I thought that was a good look as well. So we had the top two, and I think the lip sync was like, that she's the winner. What do we think about not eliminating anyone the first time around? I know maybe they were trying to kind of like balance the whole like 6 queens were possibly eliminated of last week. For me, it takes the stakes out of it, because we already had Elliott, who got the boot in the beginning, but then she was kept and sent with the real girl. So now everyone stays. It takes the stakes out of it for me. I'm like, I kind of wanted an elimination instead of everyone getting a trophy. Russ.
I'm going to carry on with Michael's theory that it's COVID related. So we anticipated an elimination last week. We got it. We got the elimination of the bring back this week. I think that we've got 5 or 6 other queens that are going to come back. 6. So we've got to figure out a way to bring them back in. So I expect double elimination this season, more than one time.
I mean, that does leave the room for that. Like the fact that we haven't gotten rid of any queens in 2 days, or 2 weeks, I should say. It kind of leaves the room for more double eliminations, which can be dramatic. I don't know. I just loathed it. I was like, wah wah by the end of it. So, Walter, what did you think of the not letting anyone go so far?
It's okay. We get to see them one more week. I mean, it's in the big picture, it's irrelevant because they're all going to go home eventually. whether it's
That's
this
true.
week or next week.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, and well then prediction.
Hold on. What's going to be interesting to see is how they bring the others back in, because if it's eliminate and bring back, eliminate and bring back, eliminate and bring back, then we have this constant set of outperformers that are getting much more screen time throughout the season than anyone else.
Yeah. My personal theory on that is they might get down to like 3 and 3 from each group and then combine the groups. But that's, I don't know. They could do a bunch of different things. Walter, you look like you have some thoughts on this.
No, I don't think that they can do it where the person who's kicked out of Group B is then absorbed into Group A, because then what you end up have happen is one particular group constantly having their necks on the line. And that's not fair. I think they're just messing with it just to mess with people, and they'll bring them all back together. Because if they're doing their job and they're keeping all those people quarantined to themselves, who cares if it's 12 people or 7 people? It's just it's the same thing.
I think it's just a continuation from like last season when they brought in the first 6, no one went home. They brought in the second 6, no one went home. Then they probably all merged. I think next week's going to be a mirror image of this, just with the other queens.
Yeah, they got to send somebody home next week.
They have
I don't
to.
think so. Yeah.
You don't think
I
so?
might not.
Okay.
No, I remember seeing a list of how many episodes are in this season.
Oh, how many are there?
I forget, but it's ridiculously high. Like it's way more than.
Oh, okay.
So that's why. It's just they need
I'm gonna
more.
drag this out. But I think I don't get why they bothered with the whole bringing Elliott from one group to the other, because it's an odd number either way. Like even if sure, I don't get why they did that, or maybe it's just for drama.
Yeah, it's just
so,
it's just a twist because he thinks he's gone
Give us a
home.
surprise. And then I think to also give room for that speech that Ru gave at the top of the show right before the runway challenge about no one being a loser. And it's true. Like, you're on TV, you're at the RuPaul's Drag Race, you're clearly a winner, and you can do something with this.
And then when the group all joins together, you'll have the conflict of Elliott meeting the people again who sent him home. And it's like, surprise, bitches, I'm still here. And there'll be that big discussion.
Well,
I
if she
think
don't get eliminated.
I think this is also a new trend of them trying to make sure that whoever does end up going home first, even if it's not the first episode, gets significant screen time before they go home.
Agreed. Yeah, and it gives them a little bit more of a chance to kind of show who they are, which is nice.
I wouldn't be surprised if we never see a queen go home first episode again. Like constantly do something like this to give them a little bit more time.
I can see. Yeah, I think you might be right about that, Andrew. I hadn't thought about that. Look at you. Okay, so now it's kind of hard, but out of this group of 7, who do we think would make like top 2 or 3 out of this? I'm gonna still say Tina Burner, and Simone is, I think, one to be reckoned with. Russ, what do you think?
Tina seems like she's going to be a top performer throughout the season. I'm hopeful for Olivia Lux. Gottmik is going to hold on strong.
That's true. Yeah. Michael, what do you think?
Tina, Simone, Olivia, Gottmik. One of them is a dark horse. Don't know which, but those are the 4 that I'm liking right now.
All right, Andrew, what do you think?
I think Ru got it right with Simone and Olivia this week. I think it's foreshadowing to count like they're my top 2 for sure, even if you count the other 6 queens.
Oh wow, okay. And wait, was I wrong? Was Olivia wearing lame? I didn't see lame on her outfit.
I don't actually know what
Look like lame.
It looked like silk and glitter. I don't know. Anyway, Walter, top out of this group.
Tina, Simone. I don't think Mick is going to make it in the long haul. And I contend anybody who cries is not going to make it. And already, what's her tits has started crying. Candy is already crying, so she's going home in the next 3 weeks. And as for the third one, I still think Utica's interesting. We'll see what happens with Utica. I
really like Utica.
Yeah, there's a point of view there. I mean, think about who was the queen with the mullet? What's his name? From last season that had the mullet.
No.
Crystal Method.
Yes.
Crystal Method. I mean, we would have never thought the Crystal Method would make it to the end.
True.
And I think Utica's kind of in that Crystal Method mold where they end up just going all the way.
Yeah, and Ru likes
the
a point of
wacky,
view.
crazy.
Yeah, and it's a contrast.
Absolutely.
But the beauty queens like Olivia Lux, they tend not to make it to the end.
Yeah, it depends on if they can. If there's something behind the beauty, I think. And Olivia can have it the way she does.
I think Olivia is going to win with congeniality, if nothing else.
That's true. She seems very bubbly.
She's both lovable and we want to hug her,
Exactly. And just really quick, if you had to eliminate someone from this week, who would it have been? For me, Candy. Sorry, Russ.
Repeat the question, please. I'm producing.
Or if you had to eliminate someone from this week, who would it have been?
I'm going to disagree with some of y'all. You're not going to like me for it. I'm not a fan of Simone.
All right.
Well, Russ, you've got the wrong perception that anyone likes you in the first place.
Or that anyone's opinion matters on this show.
Really? Okay, next person.
Michael.
Much as I started liking her, I agree. Candy.
Yeah. Okay. Andrew.
Oh, I'm going to change. Candy.
Too late.
Yeah, Candy did the worst this week. It would have been.
Yeah. And Walter?
LaLa Ri.
She still might have something to show us, I think.
So boring.
I would have gotten rid of Candy over LaLa. Anyway, well, we still have next week where we meet the second group of 6 and see what's in store for them. I think you might be right, Andrew. I think we might just keep all the queens from next week. But if it doesn't happen, we will all be shocked. And regardless, we'll be here reviewing it with Q Life Media on the RuCap. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching live. If you did, if not, you can catch the replay, I believe. And until next week, my dears. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you want to fan.